Hey guys, so today we are taking a look at our Blurple undefeated deck profile for OP07. We finally were able to get that winner card. We'll go over the different matchups, and if you guys have questions, obviously let me know. I've been playing this as a side deck for the past few weeks and finally took him in as the main deck, and we finally got that winner card. Hopefully we'll get something other than a Beppo, but let's go over it. So Blurple was always my main, but I ended up switching to Uta just because it was very difficult to beat the metas in the past, but he is pretty strong. I do have that Kaizen Q cards alt arts here that got a long time ago. A beautiful card. It actually matched up with one of my Dawn, and every time I hit that Dawn, I flip him over and saying, all right, you have turned Kaido into his true form. But let's get into the deck profile a little deeper there. So Purple Kaido, for those who don't know what he does, is if you attach Dawn and if anything is KO'd on your opponent's field, you get to ramp a Dawn. So I know he's definitely still my favorite, and he's so much fun to play. But yeah, let's get into the deck profile. We start off with a Who's Who, the classic searcher. I am only running a 3 of. In the past deck profiles, I think I've done 4 or at least 3, but you're searching for an animal kingdom. Great card, staple in Blurple Kaido for sure, but we run a 3 of that there. We also run Onigashima Island. This one is what you generally will look for in the Who's Who search. You want to get this as early as you can, so definitely running 3 of those. If you end up mulliganing and bricking, we do run this one here. Just allows you to play on your 3 turn and then kind of mulligan your hand looking for that rock so you can ramp. So we run 2 of, and then he's also a 2k. Most of the time you will only use him as counter, but if you kind of brick pretty hard, then that's what you're going to be wanting to run. We run 2 of our Miss Double Finger. This is from the current judge pack. So as you see in the judge video, we did pull I think we pulled 1 or 2 of these, maybe 1, and then another player knew that I used this in my Blurple Kaido deck, so they ended up trading it to me. So I do run a 2 of just for the 2k counter. It is also another great card to kind of ramp, generally just to get off a trigger and then establish a body and add up another active Dawn. So it's a great card too, as just as a more of a, if you're in a pinch, in a bind and nothing else to play, it's a pretty nice card. The next thing we run is our Pudding here. Every blue deck should be running Pudding. It's such a great card. You just kind of swing into their life, hopefully they're taking, and then you just kind of drop it and just force them to mulligan, force them to cycle. If they have 7 cards, if they have 10 cards, it just gets reduced to 5. And if they've been using those searches to just really build their hand for the curve, this is definitely gonna either mess them up or maybe you even unbrick them. But if you are able to get a nice card hand size into your opponents by hitting them and just having them search and everything, definitely just putting them, even if they're at 7 cards or more, you may want to do it. Or if it's getting into late game, into like a Lucci or something, and you know that they have Morias ready in their hands, or if their 8 Dawn turn is coming up, just drop Pudding. Hopefully that kind of messes up the curve. We run 2 Mr. 2 Bonclave here. Great card, just early ramp, and then you can essentially just clone your opponent's attack and then one of the characters, and then just swing hard. If they have like a Dofi, if they have like a Kid or Zoro, it's just a free ramp. And then also if it sticks, you're getting a huge hitter up there. Obviously once you swing him, if you don't have blockers to protect him after he's dead, but a great ramp card for after using like a 10 drop Kaido bomb or something that will reduce your Dawn greatly. We run 2 of those just because it's a great tech. So two Bonclaves. We run 3 Beza Hawkins. Once again, more for trigger, just allows you to play this card and ramp a Dawn. Generally, if you're getting really good curve, you're getting a lot of ramp and everything, you're probably ahead of your opponent by almost 4 Dawn. You'll be at the 10 Dawn turn before they like hit 6 Dawn. So very, very scary if you can hit your curve. But we do run 3 Beza Hawkins for the counter, also the trigger, and then also if you just really break, you just use it as a ramp, just add a ramp card in it, but mostly for triggers and once you're in bind. Another staple in most purple decks is going to be this a law card, a blocker, and then if your opponent has 7 cards, you just automatically have them rip 2 cards out of their hand. They don't get to choose, you get to have them shuffle and choose it out. Great way to kind of reduce their hand size and also maybe rip out some important cards in their curve. So we do still run a 2 of that one there. Ulti, another great card. We use 2 ultis. There's so much tech in this. There's so many ways to play Blurple Kaido. It's such a fun deck to play, and especially since it's not in the main meta, a lot of people won't see a lot of this deck coming. But ulti, you just play it, draw 3, and then keep 1. You don't have to show your opponents, and then you can bottom deck or top deck the cards. If you're searching or kind of creating some combos, another staple, another great card that you definitely need in your deck there. We run 4 of the X-Drake, mostly for the 2k counter. You'll mostly use it for the counter, but even the on play with -1 Dawn, you're able to just force your opponent to discard 1 card. They get to choose, but if they have a lot of stuff that they need, that's a great way just to reduce hand size, and then maybe they have to make a difficult decision on removing one of their cards. But for X-Drakes, we have Judge Queens now, with the Judge pack that we did open early on, not early on, but in the Judge video, we were able to find a full play set, but we are only running three Queens currently. A must-have, draw 2, discard 1, and a blocker. Great card. Almost in every single purple deck if you are able to find him, but we do run 3 Judge Queens. We also run the X-Drake here, 2 X-Drakes. Just allows you to draw 5 and then stack top or bottom. So if you're searching for a certain tech, you can just play them and cycle down instead of using like the Who's Who or the Searcher. So you don't want a bottom deck like a Sanji or a Rush Zoro or something, or not Rush Zoro, Rush Kaido. You stack it up. I'll show you some combinations that we do run with the Blurple Kaido deck here. Also, you'll see some fun techniques that we'll play. We run 2 Kings, attach 1 Dawn, -1 Dawn out, and KO one of their 4 costs. Great way to get rid of some blockers, add a body, re-ramp Dawn, especially if you have that rock. A great staple, great tech, removing blockers and just able to ramp automatically by attaching Dawn under the leader. Just 7 Dawn turn, attach Dawn, use King, ramp back a Dawn, swing 7 on Kaido. So great tech card. We're only running 2 of. We also have this blocker Sanji, another great blocker card. You probably won't run this or use this early in the game just because it is pretty costly to use, and he just ends up being blocker. But he's also a 2k counter, which is very, very useful if you can use him as a blocker, or a 2k counter, very strong. But this one you generally will use in combination of a Rush Kaido or like a Kaido bomb, where you're just minusing the 5 and 6 Dawn. Your next turn you pop your rock, you'll drop this first as a 3 cost, and then you'll pop your rock to ramp Dawn, and then it's just a free heavy blocker for free Dawn, for 3 Dawn, not free Dawn. But great card if you can combo it out or just use it as a 2k. So a lot of defensive cards. Another card that we are running is 2 of the 9-drop Sanji. Another great card in combination with stacking with the X-Drake. Just being able to play this at 9 and then play another 9 that's not a Sanji. If you're able to set up like a Rush Kaido, attach Dawn, play Sanji, pop Rush Kaido, minus out Dawn, KO, re-ramp Dawn, and then just swing with Kaido, and then swing with Rush Kaido, and then after that turn pop that Sanji for the cheap blocker. It's such a strong combination. So Sanji to Sanji after, essentially Sanji into the wanted. I'll go over the combinations a little more once we get through the deck profile, but since you did know that I was trying to combo that together, we do run 2 Rush Kaidos. Minusing out 5 Dawn allows you to KO a unit. Make sure you're attaching Dawn to Kaido so you get that extra ramp, and then you're just able to get that Rush big body for free once you do pop it with the Sanji, which is very, very overpowered, and it's not too difficult to set up. But we run 2 of the Rush Kaidos, and then we also run a lot of Kaidos. So we have the 10-drop Kaido, that's draw. Just a great way to stall out, pull extra counter if you're restacking or just getting a bigger hand size. We run 2 of those. As long as your opponent has 3 life, you just draw 4 essentially. So very, very strong. 3 or less life, and then just get a huge body out. Very difficult to deal with. But yeah, two of the draw Kaidos. We can't run a Kaido deck without the big removal, the clear all board. You want to drop this when your opponent like just has a big board and you can't really clear it out. You pop this, minus out the 6 Dawn, everything dies. You're only using this if you have at least 1 life and or a Sanji blocker or another blocker to combo into it to keep kind of protect him, protect your life so they can't go for fatal. But always have to have this at least 1 in your tech as a Blurple Kaido, just because you want your opponent to know that they have to worry about this tech coming in. But one of certain matchup, you'll definitely be searching for that and keeping it in hand, such as in the Rob Lucci meta. We do run 1 of the 10-drop Kaido. This is the return to hand for players. You can return an 8 cost and a 3 cost to the opponent's hand. That means that you can return one of their big bodies, kind of delay out the game. You can return a Who's Who to your hand to get a search out, or return maybe a 2 costs 2k from board that you generally won't swing, maybe like a Bonclave or something, so you can get that counter back in your hand, or Who's to research. So another great card that you do put in just so you have the tech there just in case you needed. I find I use this to remove blockers, remove Kid in the Bonnie match. Great card. Only a 1 of though, just for the tech. This is a special spice that we leave in for Nami. Very, very powerful card, and if a Nami player never seen this card before, it's very, very toxic. For 4 Dawn, you attach 1 Dawn, you rest him. You then get to pick one of the cards in your opponent's hand. If it becomes an event or a spell card, they just lose a life and it goes to bottom deck of their card. And it's you don't have to swing him. It's on play. It's very, very powerful against Nami, just because all the cards are essentially event cards and spell cards. So this one is a special just for Nami. If you are facing Nami, you use that X-Drake to kind of check for 5 cards. If you don't see Arlong, you just send everything to the bottom. If you use ulti, you can use ulti. If you don't see Arlong, you send it to the bottom. If you're mulligan for this, you just look for Arlong and you win, essentially. You don't need it to win, but it makes it very, very easy to win once you do find that Arlong. You definitely need to put down a blocker to support it. If you're just gonna be putting down Arlong off rip, he's dead next turn. You don't want to do that. You just want to put down like an X-Drake. You want to put down like a queen or something just to protect him, just in case your opponent just attaches all Dawn to like Nami and then swing into him. Definitely protect Arlong as much as you can, just because every turn essentially you're getting 1 life off of Nami, and if you can pop this in early rounds, that Nami player is just gonna auto lose. We do run the new event here. This one is from OP07. This is we're going to claim the One Piece. This allows you to actually search for a animal kingdom and or a big mom pirate, meaning that not only can you find your Oganashima island or your rock there, but you can also find pudding, which is great also. You pop it off a trigger, so then you just, if you ramp it, you can find a pudding, you can find your different animal kingdoms. So a great add into the deck. I'll run a 2 of, just because there's no counter on it. We have Husu, which I generally like to play better, but if you are struggling to find some of your necessary tech, I do add 2 of these, and I do use it quite a bit. A classic that has always been in a Blurple Kaido or Purple Kaido even is the Gum Gum Jet Gatling. We do run this as a 3 of, a zero effect counter for 3, and then you pitch a card. A great way to get rid of dead cards such as your rock once you do find the one that you need. You can get an active ramp if you hit this on your second your 4th or 3rd life. Just automatically ramp it so you can get that extra ramp and just be able to do those 10 drops early on. So we do run a 3 of that. And our final tech that we have added into this deck was from EB01, which is a 5 cost Conqueror of the 3 world Ragaraku, which allows you to essentially trigger a Dawn, so not another ramp card. If it does get stuck in life and you can take it early on, you just ramp that Dawn. But also for 5 Dawn cost and minusing out 1 Dawn, you can KO up to an 8 cost or less, which is very powerful to get rid of that blocker, that taunter kid, and or like Gecko Moria, or just like any big like Boa Hancock. Like great card. Definitely need at least 2 in it. As you can see, there is so much tech in the Blurple Kaido deck, but if you guys find any other tech that I've missed, definitely let me know. Like I said, this is what I've been running for the past few weeks here, just to as a sideboard for extra games, and then we finally just had to go official with him, and we did take home that winner card. What other combinations are we looking here that maybe I didn't go over yet? We did go over using the X-Drake to stack, to either have Sanji in hand and to be able to run that Rush Kaido. Very powerful combination for sure. That's definitely a combo that you play a lot. We went over the Nami tech. If you don't find Arlong early, or if you do find him near the end, it's still very powerful card, especially if Nami still has life. Just you should have a board and just start using it. It's just a very strong card. Obviously pudding against Nami is great. Against Black Yellow Luffy, pudding is very powerful also, just allowing you to hit your opponent because they're trying to get down to 2 life. They'll probably take quite a bit and just try and take their own life, and then they'll probably have like anywhere from 8 to 10 cards when you play this pudding on like turn like 2 or 3 even. Probably 3 or 4, and then it's just they just don't expect it, and then like I've had players rage quit on the sim and everything too. So Black Yellow Luffy, this is pretty strong deck to go into. You just kind of build your board and then ramp quick and then drop your high end, and then it's very difficult. And then obviously you have your different removal such as the Rush Kaido and so on and so forth. Just build board quick and just keep swinging. Great matchup. What matchups are hard for Blurple Kaido? Unfortunately, I like matchups that are still hard for Blurple Kaido is still Blue Dofi. Blue Dofi ends up removing a lot of stuff really quickly. Against Bonnie, it's not too bad. It's probably like a 50-50. Black Yellow Luffy is probably a 50-50, or we have the slight edge. What else is there? Red Purple Law is not too bad. If you hard brick and they just draw like a god, you're probably gonna end up losing. But other than that, what other matchups do we run into? A Gecko is still probably 50-50. Yeah, it's gonna be versus Gecko versus Lucci. You just gotta ramp quick, and hopefully they don't clear all your stuff real quick, or they zerg you down. Because if you can get late game and drop your 10 drops onto those black decks, it's very difficult for them to remove more than 2 of the big guys in. Versus those decks where there's Sabos and stuff, where you're trying to consider if you want to run like the Rush Kaido or the Return Kaido or the all clap Kaido bomb. If they're just Sabo, you're probably gonna lose because you can't play these. You might as well drop these 10 drops and 9 drops or big bodies down and don't use the effect, just so they have a big body and put that pressure on them. Because if you're just playing lower stuff, they're just gonna end up removing your board, and it's way more difficult for them to remove the high-end cards. Even if you're unable to get them like low into 3 to drop this, you might as well just drop it. If you're surviving, if you have the cards in hand, like some of the smaller blockers, they're just going to remove it easily with Lucci and like Gecko and stuff like that. Just add that pressure, play hard, and just drop those big bodies down, and Lucci's going to have a hard time with that. I think that is it pretty much for this Kaido deck. Other than opening up the winter card, we do have, I believe it was like at least 10 2Ks. We'll just double check here. So we have our 8 here, we have our Sanji. So we do run 10 of the 2Ks. I don't think you need more than that. And if you're running low on cards, stacking your 2Ks and kind of drawing for Kaido here is very, very powerful, just to protect your board, and then also just block and just being able to keep your board up into that late game. The Sanji combination works well into any blocker. You can pair it into like a queen, you can pair it into an attached king. Obviously your big curve is going to be that Rush Kaido card, because if you're ramping early, you're essentially gonna drop that Rush Kaido with the Sanji, minus it out, and then you're gonna be pretty much equal or just behind by 1 turn versus any opponents, right? So it's super crazy. But yeah, that is the Blurple Kaido deck. Let me know what you think. Let's take a look at this winter card and hope it's not a Beppo. We'll get through here. So there we go, the undefeated Blurple Kaido deck, and let's hope it's not another Beppo. I think it's another Beppo. Are we about to get a 3rd Beppo here? Oh no. Okay, we got a law. It's a law. Okay, we finally got a new winter card that's not a Beppo. There you go. We got that winter law. Beautiful card. Do Red Purple Law and use this? I think they are getting banned in a week or so, so feels bad, maybe not usable, but that is it. If you guys like this type of content, or if you guys want to see more deck profiles, let me know. I do have many deck profiles that I'm working on, but we end up only posting when I can kind of get it through an undefeated. I have a lot of decks that are like X1 right now. Maybe we'll do a new series on different deck profiles that aren't undefeated, or maybe we'll keep it this way. But I do have the new starter deck Black Luffy is coming out tomorrow, and that's one that I am cooking with. If you guys want an early untested deck profile on that other than on sim, I can release that. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to do or want to see, or if you rather me try to take it through the gauntlet and try to get undefeated on that. But maybe that's a new series for the channel. I appreciate you guys, all the supports, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.